What's up, beauty bosses? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for joining me. So this video, I want to do something a little different. Of course, I feel like I say that all the time, but every video is so different that I don't know. But this video, I wanted you guys to get to know me. So with this video, I'm going to answer some questions I put up on my Instagram for you guys to send me in some questions or send me an email with questions that you'd like me to answer, and you guys did. And so I narrowed down it to like 25 questions, and these are questions, some of them were asked multiple times, so that's how I really took the time to really pick out which ones, and some were just like really, like one was really outrageous, so I just was like, of course I'm going to put that in there. So I just wanted you guys to get to know me. I know a lot of you guys have known me for a while, but I really wanted to just kind of talk to you guys this time, you know, not show you a product or talk about a review or anything like that, but like let you guys get to know me, because I feel like with me wanting to get to know you guys, I should let you guys know me as well. So before we get started, I want to say again, thank you guys for being here. If you have not already, go ahead and thumbs up this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. And also don't forget to hit the little bell so that you do not miss any posts from me. All right, so let's get into these crazy questions. All right, so we're going to start off with something a little easy. They're asking how tall I am. I am between like a good 5'6" and 5'7". Definitely growing up, I was probably one of the shortest in my family. I come from a long line of taller women. My mom is about 5'11", my grandmother's 5'11". So I definitely am one of the shorter ones in the bunch. Yeah, I'm a good 5'6", 5'7". I do work on elongating myself, and I feel like when I look taller is when I'm slimmer. So I definitely want to keep that going. So I hope that answers your question. Second question is, are my boobs real? Why, yes. These babies, they're real. Like these double D's, they're real. Again, I come from a long line of women who have more voluptuous breasts. It does work in some ways, but then it does hurt in the others because it gives your back a little bit of trouble. But yes, these are real. I've not had any enhancements on my body at all, actually. Thank goodness. I don't plan on it, but of course, like if I need to, or I feel like, you know, maybe these aren't as how I want them to be, you know, I'm not against it. I'm not against getting, you know, some enhancement or just getting some tightening going on up there. But yes, my breasts are real. You guys wouldn't believe actually how often I get asked that. And again, it's also going along the lines of me losing weight. So the slimmer I am and the slimmer like my stomach gets, my breasts look bigger. So it's a gift and a curse, but it's definitely not the first time. But when I seen that question, I laughed really hard because nobody's asked me that in such a long time. So shout out to you. Favorite hobbies. So I love to eat, sleep, and laugh. Really, like when I'm not working and working on my business, I love to sleep. I think that's probably like my #1 hobby. I don't know if you can even count that as a hobby, but I love to sleep. Like I feel like rest and sleep, that is like so important to my rejuvenation, and just being able to shut down. Other hobbies that I like doing, I love to read. I love working out. I love walking on the trails like in California, going through and doing hikes. I love, you know, going to a nice bookstore, checking out some museums. I love binge watching like old school TV shows or like reruns of old things that maybe are no longer on, or, you know, starting on a TV series from like season 1 all the way till it's current. So those are just a few of my hobbies. When I was younger, I used to ice skate. And I also used to play sports, so that was a huge part of my life as well. So hobbies really are sleeping. I love food, love to eat. I love food. Like that is probably like, if you want to see me at my happiest, it's me eating. Reading, sports and watching TV, and shopping. I guess that would probably be like my number one. Like, shopping is literally my second cardio. So those are just a few of my hobbies. I'm always looking for new things to get into. I'm actually going to start golf lessons, so that will be something that will be a hobby that will pick up over time, and I'm really excited about that. So maybe I'll do a video about how that's going. Stay tuned for that. Best book I've read. I would say there's two books. There's Manifest Now, which I did a video on, and I loved it, and I felt like it was one of the best that I read, because it was just like so easy to follow along with, and the way she explained things was very simple, and straight to the point. And I think that a lot of times with books we need that, because we get so lost in turning the pages and we get bored. At least I know I do. So for that, and having that book be so plain, short, sweet, to the point, I think that probably will put in my top category. Also, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I say that book, and I read and revisit that book a lot, simply because when I was going through my transition of becoming an entrepreneur, you know, and trying to figure things out and figure out how things were going to work for me, that book was like a huge staple for me. Also, You're a Badass at Making Money. That one was another staple that helped me in my transition from quitting my job and stepping out on faith to becoming where I am now. Those three, I know you asked for one book, but really I don't think that I could just say one particular book, just because every book that I read and I'm into has given me so much good information and so many things that I take and carry on with my life. I think that I can just pick just one. So hope that answers your question. Do you have a boyfriend? Oh, the $1 million question. I get asked this almost as often as I get asked if my breasts are real. So, you know, I say there is someone special in my life, and I have had tons of dating experiences, and I guess if that just answers your question, I have somebody special in my life, that's more special than anybody else that's in my life. So you kind of take that as you want to take it, I guess. How do you feel about Yoni Steams, and do you do them? Yes. Oh my gosh, I love Yoni Steams. I feel like they are a great rejuvenation. I feel like it's peaceful. I feel like it's a good time to, as women, thank your reproductive system. You know, thank, you know, your vagina when you're having this Yoni Steam, because our vaginas really do go through so much, you know, having children and just all the things that encompass a woman. And I feel like a Yoni Steam is like, it's like a facial for it. Like it's something that really rejuvenates, restores. And I feel like a lot of times people are kind of against it because they don't really understand it, or they feel like they don't need to take care of it. But taking care of it, because you do only get one, like you only get one. So I feel like anybody who's wanting to try a Yoni Steam, look up some reviews of places that offer them, or you can do them yourself. They sell the whole kit online, I believe on Amazon, and definitely try it. Definitely give it a try and see how you like it. But me personally, I love it, and I feel like everybody should at least try it one time. So hope that answers your question. What are you passionate about? Okay, so there's a lot of different things I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about my business. I am passionate about beauty. I am passionate about making other people feel beautiful. Like when I started my business and started this YouTube, it was more so with the mindset of making other people feel beautiful. A while ago, I was fortunate enough to go and work in a woman's home for a day, and they were putting on a program for women and young women wanting to get more work experience and know how to dress and how to answer interviews and how to apply makeup, how to wear their hair. It just was like an overall makeover day, and that's kind of where I noticed my passion really came in, because after I left and seeing how happy those young women and older women were, and how making someone feel beautiful and really touching somebody in that way, and helping them with their self-esteem, like I feel like it's unmatched. Like I feel like everybody should feel beautiful. So beauty probably is my top passion, is making people feel beautiful. Another passion of mine is music. I don't do music, I don't sing, I don't do any of that, but I'm very passionate about music. Like I love all genres of music. Like my phone has tons of genres of music. I love listening to music. I love hearing people play music. One thing I wish is I would have started in on an instrument sooner. I just feel like music and the arts is so expressive, and it's a great form of release. So those probably are my two things that I'm passionate about. Purse or handbag is my favorite. Oh gosh. So my purses, they all hold a special place for me. I would probably say one of my Louis that I got first. I'll say that simply because coming from where I was like 2 or 3 years ago, those things were only a wish. Those were things that I put on my vision board, and I had no idea how I was going to get them or if I ever would be able to get them. So when I got my first bag, and I cannot remember which one it was, but when I got my very first bag, like it just symbolized to me that I'm on the right track. Like it was something that I rewarded myself for being so disciplined, and for stepping out on faith, and trusting that the universe would do for me and provide for me, and it came back tenfold. So I would say probably one of those first ones. I'm gonna have to really think about which one was my first, but whatever my first one was, that probably is my favorite, just because it holds so much sentimental value, as all my purses do. Really, all of my purses and bags have a story, and I like that. I like purchasing things when I'm somewhere else, or purchasing things when they have a story behind them, because I just feel like they hold so much more sentimental value. So advice for people wanting to become an entrepreneur. My best advice for that would be just start. Get you a notebook and have that notebook be specifically for your ideas, and just start writing things down, shifting the energy, journaling. That's a huge process that I don't think that a lot of people get. I think that people just jump into things without really sitting down and putting the pen to paper, and I feel like that's why so many people are all over the place, because they don't have a plan. So just getting like even just a tiny bit of a plan and writing it down, and just starting. Just start with one thing, one idea, one piece, one email, one post on social media, one anything. Just get out there and start. That's probably my best advice. How do you handle stress? Well, not very well sometimes. Best way I handle stress is probably by plugging into some music, taking a very nice hot bath, putting all my lotions on, my oils on, and getting into some really comfortable clothes and getting in the bed. And most of the time when I'm handling stress, like if I can't do that, I put on just some calming music and unplug my phone, like put it on airplane mode for a while, turn my computer off, and I just sit. Or another good way for me to handle stress is writing. I journal a lot. Anytime I have a thought, I journal. So I always keep a notebook with me, that I can just journal and release whatever's stressing me, because stress kills. So I try not to stress as much as possible. Favorite vacation spot? I would probably say my favorite vacation spot's either between somewhere in Jamaica or the Nazook Resort in Mexico, just because both places have beautiful atmospheres, great food, good vibes, and the company that I've been with when I've traveled to those places was unmatched. So it was like that's probably why they are my favorite vacation spots, because again, they hold so much sentimental value as well. Thanks for getting over heartbreak. Oh gosh, I'm not very good with that. I harness everything in, I obsess over it, and I internalize it and turn it back on me, even if it's somebody else's fault. Um, so, my best advice would be to acknowledge your heartbreak, any way that you feel comfortable acknowledging your heartbreak. Taking the time to deal with it. So many people want to sweep things under the rug, or they get hurt and they feel like I'm just going to start dating somebody else to get over this person, or I'm going to, turn to alcohol or partying or things like that to get over a heartbreak, instead of standing in it and understanding it and taking the time to acknowledge it and being okay with acknowledging it. I don't say you should just harp in it for forever. I think you do need to give yourself a little bit of a time limit, because you don't want to stand in misery. And so I think, acknowledging it, accepting it, taking that time just to kind of sit with it and really work on it, and working on getting over it and working on yourself. That's probably the best advice I can give you for dealing with heartbreak. Favorite movie? Gosh, there's so many movies that I could watch over and over again. Gosh, I don't know if I have one specific favorite movie. Like, I can kind of go either way, like love stories like The Notebook or Twilight. Like, I'm a huge Twilight Saga fan. Like, if you know me, you know that. But comedy, I love Superbad. Like, I think Superbad is probably one of the movies that I can watch anytime it comes on. And The Replacements, I love The Replacements. Such a hilarious movie. Like, I just can't get over it. So I'll just give you a couple. Those are just a few, just to touch the surface. Rush Hour. Rush Hour is probably another one. I love Rush Hour. Anything with Chris Tucker, I'm a fan, because he's just so crazy. So those are probably just a few. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at picking just one, like the book, the movie. I'm really bad with picking just one thing. So sorry about that. What is my zodiac sign? I'm a Pisces. Shout out to those February Pisces. We are a little handful, but we're good though. So I am a Pisces sun, a Libra moon, and a Libra rising. And I love it. Being a Pisces is a journey, because I feel like sometimes I'm like 12 different people all in one, going in different directions, different ways of feeling, and I feel everything on like 1,000th degree. Like, any kind of hurt, happiness, sad, whatever, I feel it like to the 1,000th degree. You kiss and tell. No, I don't. I don't feel like that's a good thing. I feel like keeping that mystery between who you're dating and who you're with. And when I say the mystery, I don't mean hiding the person, because that's a totally different thing. I mean just keeping what you have with that person sacred, and letting people know, yes, I have somebody, and you have to respect my relationship, or my whatever is going on, whatever you want to call it. I feel like sharing too much of your details is just not good, and that's with family, friends, coworkers, whoever. I just feel like that's not a good thing. So no, Asia does not kiss and tell. What is your favorite TV show? Martin, hands down. Martin is my favorite. I've watched it since I was a little girl, have all the DVDs. I mean, I could have played Martin. Like, I know the scripts that well. Like, I could have played him, because it's so funny. And Martin's a classic. Like, I don't think that you'll ever find a better sitcom than that. Martin is a classic. So, honorable mentions though, Friends. I love Friends. Friends is so funny to me, and I know that so many people are like, Friends, but I really do like Friends. It's funny. Jamie Foxx show. That's another one that kind of like gets better with time, and I can watch it over and over again and never get tired of it. And the Wayans brothers. I'd say maybe from like season 3 on till it's done, those were probably the best. So those are some honorable mentions. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I have a younger brother. He is 17, and he looks like the older brother because he is all of 6'9". So yeah, I have a younger brother that is a pain in my butt. Best or worst date you've been on, or both? All right, so best date. Best date I've ever been on was somebody that I was dating. We went to a bar, and we got some wings and beer, and we sat around and talked. But really, what made the date probably the best date is that we went back to my house, and we walked my neighborhood, and we just talked. It was a beautiful night in the summer, and we just talked and talked about everything. Like, it was very intimate, but it was very sweet because, you know, we just literally just was like, okay, we started out sitting on the porch, and we were just talking, and then we were like, let's go walk around, let's go walk. And we literally walked, I would say probably like, gosh, maybe 30 minutes or so, just like in a circle around the block, just talking and just really connecting. I feel like a good date is something that you really connect with, and that you leave with something like a really good memory. Worst date I've been on, it would be the exact opposite. I went on a date with somebody, and I just went to the standard date, you know, like went out to eat or whatever, but we had no connection at all. We didn't have anything in common, and we didn't really talk very much before we went on the date. So we didn't really, you know, it was just like that awkward, like, you know, normally you'll have a phone conversation or something, and you get kind of that awkwardness out the way. Then all the awkwardness was in the date, and from that time I was like, yeah, I'm never going to talk to this person again. So those are my best and my worst. Are you a girl's girl or a guy's girl? I am a girl's girl. I feel like there's nothing better than bonding with women, and having a close knit of women. You know, I feel like also there is strength in women. When women band together, and when women, you know, stick by one another and hold each other accountable, and really stand behind a woman, I feel like there's just nothing you can't accomplish. You can get a lot of stuff done when you band with women. And you know, I really don't trust girls who say that they are more like they're more comfortable with guys, and they're better off with guys, and they get along better with guys, because I feel like you don't really have any loyalty to women. So if you don't have any girlfriends, and you feel like all you do is connect with guys, I feel like there's something underlining going on, and that's just my opinion. But I feel like if you can't connect with women, like you're part of the problem and not the solution. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have Simone, as you guys probably have seen her in some of my videos and heard her hollering. I do have Simone. Maverick, he's a little Boston Terrier, and I'm sure you guys have seen him like on my mom's pages a lot. Maverick actually started out as my dog. I got him from my ex-boyfriend for Christmas when I was in college, and Maverick is a handful. So I brought Maverick back home from college, and at that time my mom had Jayla as well, which is a black lab, and they instantly connected. And she was like, instead of you having Maverick, you know, in college, and you're busy and he doesn't have anybody to hang out with, why don't you just leave him here, you know, until you have more time for him? Which was really hard for me, because Maverick was like my sidekick. Like, everybody knew when they came into my apartment, Maverick was there. Maverick was rolling everywhere we went. Maverick was always with me. So he ended up actually becoming my mom's dog, because she spoiled him rotten. So now that's her sidekick, but technically Maverick is my dog. So yes, I have a cat and I have a dog, and Simone is a handful in herself. She's like a person. I got actually Simone when my grandmother passed away. She was my grandmother's cat, and so we just instantly had a little connection, and I can't imagine my life without her. She's amazing. So yes, I do, and I want more. I want more dogs and cats. I need like a huge piece of land, big house, because I want to have so many animals. I love all animals, so I want a ton more. Ends or wigs? Both, but let me say that I feel like sew-ins work a little bit better for me because I like to pull my hair up all the time. Like I love to just put it up on top of my head in a messy bun, or I like the versatility. With wigs, I feel like if you don't have them installed right, you are not going to get that versatility at all. And then you're going to worry about having like the little peeling around, and sometimes it is a little uncomfortable. I do prefer a good sew-in. Guilty pleasures. Yes, candy. Candy, candy, candy. I can eat candy all day, every day, or something sweet all day, every day, and not eat any food. That is my guilty pleasure. I have tried to fix it, break it, do all those little remedies, take the vitamins, do whatever, and candy is my go-to. It is my comfort food. It's my everything. So candy is definitely my guilty pleasure. Is turn-ons or turn-offs? All right, this is my area here. Biggest turn-ons: you smell good, you look good, you take care of yourself, your hygiene is A1, you have a beautiful smile, you are smart, love brains, you can teach me a thing or two. You know, and that doesn't have to be like book wise. You can just teach me a thing or two. You know how to correct me. And let's see. And you're funny. I love to laugh. Like, laughter is probably how some guys have truly won me over that I was not initially into at first. But making me laugh is definitely probably one of the top ways to my heart. And just caring, you know, being caring, and being kind. Those are some of my turn-ons. Turn-offs: not being clean, not looking clean. Because you can be clean all you want to, but if you don't look clean, I'm not gonna talk to you. Not taking care of your hygiene, like in all areas. Like if I come over your house and your house is a nasty mess, that will be the last time you see me. Being rude, being unavailable all the time, and acting uninterested. Also, not having your words and your actions match. That probably is one of my biggest turnoffs. Like that's probably the number one. When you were telling me something, I want to see the action behind it. Like you can just sit up here and tell me it's raining all day long and I'm looking outside and it's sunny. I do not like when people lead with a dangling of a carrot, telling you everything you want to hear, but don't have any follow through. Like no follow through means we're not talking. So those are probably just a few of my turn-ons and turn-offs. All right, last question is, give your younger self any advice, what would it be? If I could give my younger self, know when to walk away and know when it's worth having a dog in the fight. I say that because I've gone through so many situations where I've stayed thinking that things would change and thinking that people would get better. This is not just relationships, this is friendships as well, work situations. I'm very loyal. I'm a super loyal person. So anything that I am into, once I commit, like once I fully commit, I commit. And I'm going to work through it come hell or high water. And so sometimes people and projects and things just don't deserve that. So my biggest advice, or my best advice I would give my younger self, is to assess that, use discernment to know when things aren't working and when they are worth working on. I think those are probably, or that's probably been my life lesson up until this point. And I had to hit my head a couple of times with that, and knowing, you know, when to walk away and when not to. And I am hopefully doing a better job. I feel like I am now, but when I was younger, I wasted a lot of time, a lot of crying, a lot of arguing on things that did not deserve even the time of day for me. So that's probably my best advice for my younger self. All right, guys, so that is the 25 that I picked. There are more, so I may do another one, and I may ask you guys again to send me in some more questions that you'd want to know. But for now, I'm just going to stick with that just because I don't want to just keep going over. But I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for sending in such beautiful and wonderful questions. It was so nice to read the questions, and the amount of people that submitted and the response I got was amazing. So I just thank you guys. I thank you guys again for being here and being on this journey with me, spending this time with me, and I appreciate you guys more than you ever know. Also, you guys know the drill. You guys follow me over on social media. That is Asia Ray Cosmetics. If you have any questions or anything, drop me a line down below, or you can send me an email to asiaraycosmetics@gmail.com. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace.